So we got a lot of SDCC reveals to go through. There was recently a Hasbro panel that had a whole bunch of slides and a whole bunch of new images that were shown, but I kind of decided to wait until a lot of these toys ended up in the glass case later that night, and here's one of the first cases of that. So let's talk about a Amazon 3-pack that was revealed to us, the fan vote 3-pack, which we didn't know was going to be a 3-pack, but now we know, of Mirage, Impactor, and now slid in there that of Power Dasher. And this is pretty cool. We knew that we were going to be getting some kind of 2-pack at some point of these two characters. When we were first shown the toys through, I guess we could call them the Hasbro Photoshopped images, we had an idea of what the molds looked like. Okay, here's what Mirage looks like. This is what Impactor looks like. And that was that. We didn't know that it was going to be, those were going to be individual releases, and that there was going to be some kind of a 2-pack later on, or in this case now a 3-pack, and little twists and turns. So the first thing that's interesting to note is that of the Mirage. So the Mirage is now done a la, let's say, BotCon 2007, where it's like in BotCon they took the regular Mirage and then they did a clear repaint as the free figure in 2007. So they're doing the same kind of gimmick here too, where they're taking this fan vote Mirage. It looks like they're already making use of these brand new molds from the fan vote, taking the fan vote Mirage, giving it a clear paint scheme. And what's cool about this is giving it a toy accurate, Generation 1 toy accurate head. For people that don't know, the original toy Mirage had a very, I want to say a very Pharaoh kind of shaped head, the way it was, kind of like the way that the crown was. And he had yellow eyes, and that was kind of his toy design. And it was used a little bit briefly in the Marvel comic books and, of course, some of the Lady Bird storybooks back in the day. But when the show was obviously ported over by Sunbow Entertainment, and then Fleer O'Deary did his thing with the designs, we got what we know as Mirage today. So the singular release, the non-clear version, is going to have the show-accurate head, while this Amazon 3-pack, if you will, is going to have the toy-accurate head. So, you get to pick your poison there. Now, as it pertains to Impactor, this one's the one that's kind of disappointing, but from what it looks like, and I've been looking back and forth, it looks like he more or less has the exact same color scheme as the singular release, except for this is dubbed the Decepticon version. This Decepticon version has a Decepticon emblem, has little red accents in certain areas that the original one didn't, and it looks like he has a completely new head sculpt. And maybe, possibly, it could be just the photography, but maybe also the gray areas, like where his hook and stuff is not a metallic plastic. It's more of a matte gray. But, I mean, that's just more I can't tell from the photos right now, and I could be wrong with that. So it looks like just a new head sculpt. So just with those two, it's like that. Now, here's the interesting one. When we were talking about Power Dasher, like when we had the original leaks, and I was like, oh, which Power Dasher would it be, right? I was assuming that it was based off of the Brunt mold, that they were probably going to go with the Drill Power Dasher. But it seems that I was wrong on that one. Instead, they decided to go with the F1 Power Dasher, also known as Power Dasher Car. And I don't know, I dig the head. The head sculpt is cool because it's a brand new head sculpt that matches the original toy. But the rest of it is very busy. I would have preferred it if you look in the robot mode, the way that the shoulders just have those, like, I don't know how to explain it, like those Macross shoulder pieces. I really would have preferred if that was kind of toned down and maybe the wheels were moved elsewhere. I mean, it's something that, like, I understand what they're trying to do here, but it's so vividly different from a silhouette standpoint from the original toy. And it's just, I don't know. I don't see a lot of it here. I mean, the head is what really brings it together. But I mean, if you would have put any other, like if you would have put like Swerve's head on that, then it's literally just Swerve. And there's nothing that says otherwise. And it's the same thing here. Like there's nothing that really tells me. I mean, it's like they tried to have like the gray kind of like feet, just like the original toy where it had like the treaded gray feet and have the upper body that's like, kind of that maroon/red. But then, like, the bottom half doesn't really have, like, it doesn't have the darkness that it's kind of missing it on this one. It's kind of a hit or miss. Again, I dig the head sculpt. The head sculpt is really cool, and I appreciate that they did that. But the rest of it is kind of a miss. Kind of a miss here. I still stand by that. I really think if they would have done the drill one, I think it would have made a lot more sense, especially when you look at even the alt mode. Like the alt mode, it looks like it doesn't look anything like, Power Dasher F1, where if they would have resculpted that head sculpt and made it a drill head, and you could see like the head sculpt is right there at the front, and if it would have been a drill head, just like the original Power Dasher drill, I think it would have worked out a lot better. So I think that's a real hit or miss here, and it's kind of disappointing. So that's really about it. So this is going to be an Amazon exclusive. There's not much information outside of that right now. They just say War for Cybertron fan vote 3-pack via Amazon, Decepticon Impactor, Clear Boo Mirage with toy head, and Power Dasher out of Cog. So that's not the Brunt mold, excuse me, the Cog mold. So it's just, I don't know. I am not feeling that Cog. The Blue Mirage is kind of cool, but it's also kind of a given because even with third party, it's like there's got to be a Clear Mirage repaint. And the Decepticon Impactor, too little done on this one to make it any kind of interesting. So this is something that I'm going to hope that, maybe when Amazon releases it, a couple weeks later, it's going to go on Amazon's like Prime clearance or something. Because that's, I think, the only way I'm going to want to pick this up. Because this is probably, it's 3 deluxes. So it's probably going to be something minimum $30 to $40, if not more. So it's something I'm going to definitely wait out. I'm kind of disappointed with how they threw this one together. Mirage is probably the most interesting of the bunch, but it's not going to save the set.